Dillian, the body snatcher right here. It's a champ. Big up to Sporting Icon. Subscribe. Otherwise, I might pay you guys a visit.
You know, after the previous video there with Andy Ruiz Jr. saying how Anthony Joshua wants a rematch in the UK, at the beginning of that video, of course go check it out, which was the one before this one, I mentioned the fact that the guys who work for the PBC and Fox said to Deontay Wilder, while Andy Ruiz Jr. sat next to him, that Andy Ruiz Jr. is the #1 heavyweight in the world. Now, of course, Deontay Wilder, he laughed and he was, yeah. But how do you think he really felt inside? Pretty tore up about it. And to be honest with you, I don't blame him. I thought that guy, I don't really know who he is. Is it somebody Mancini or something like that? That was a very underhanded thing to say in front of a PBC fighter. Okay, so Wilder, he doesn't really fight on Fox too much, which is where it was aired. He fights on Showtime, but all in all, Showtime, Fox kind of go hand in hand along with the PBC, I'm presuming, right? I don't know the demographics of these two networks and connection, whatever. All I know is PBC, right? So it was pretty underhanded of this guy to say that to Deontay Wilder, as funny as it was. Because we know Wilder, he wants the whole world to believe that he is the #1 heavyweight in the world. And while he doesn't really have the megaphone and he doesn't have the fan base, he doesn't have all that kind of thing to convince the world, people do tune in to watch Fox. And a lot of people would have tuned in to watch Manny Pacquiao versus Keith Thurman, which is when this happened. Of course, Wilder and Ruiz were doing some punditry work. So a lot of people would have seen that and went, oh, okay, Andy Ruiz Jr. is the #1 heavyweight in the world. Because not everybody follows heavyweights. They just don't. So by hearing that, people are now going to say Andy Ruiz Jr. is the #1 heavyweight in the world. And it's not too far from the truth. I mean, it can be debated backwards and forwards, that's for sure. Because Andy Ruiz Jr., he is the guy who beat the man, isn't he? Anthony Joshua, the dominant force in the heavyweight division. He was the one who collected all those belts one by one, while Wilder was fighting lesser opposition, we could say, right? When Wilder's been champion for longer. So really, you would have thought that it was Wilder that would have went around belt collecting, but he wanted to jump in at the last minute for one fight for Undisputed without having to do all the work. There's that argument. The other argument is the fact that Andy Ruiz Jr., he did defeat Joshua. Did Joshua have an off night? Was it a case of Andy Ruiz Jr. is just so much better? Whatever it may be. Was it a lucky punch? Who knows? Who knows what it was? Ultimately, we're going to have to find out in the rematch as how this goes. Andy Ruiz Jr., if he defeats Joshua, I think most people can say he's definitely #1, right? But was it a fluke? We don't know. We don't know. And it would be unfair to call it a fluke, I think. But I think that to say that to Wilder, especially when he's part of the PBC, is very, very disrespectful. And ultimately, the truth is, we don't know who #1 is. Even when Joshua was champion, as much as I believe that Joshua was #1 because he was the one belt collecting, he was the unified heavyweight champion in such a short period of time, that it was hard to argue that he wasn't the #1. But ultimately, the truth is, as I did say then as well, these guys have to fight each other. That's the only way we're truly going to find out. And even one fight wouldn't really suffice for a lot of people. Tyson Fury, Wilder, these guys have already fought each other once. They fought to a draw officially. Most of us know that Tyson Fury won that fight. Maybe this is why that Mancini guy said that to Wilder, because he feels that Wilder lost too. Who knows? Who knows? But ultimately, we need to see Joshua versus Wilder, Joshua versus Fury, Dillian Whyte versus Wilder, and Whyte versus Joshua, and Whyte versus Fury, and Fury versus Wilder, and Ruiz versus all these. Basically, let's just go like a free-for-all, and it needs to be more than one fight. That's my honest opinion, because anything can happen in one fight. I think that these guys do need to fight each other at least twice, in my opinion, to ultimately lay the dust down. Because even if, say for example, Joshua beats Ruiz in the rematch, he gets all the belts, and then he goes and fights Wilder. He lands one on Wilder, knocks Wilder out, Joshua's undisputed. Does that mean he's #1? Was it a lucky punch on Wilder? Was it a case of, or is it a case of, well, he's beat Ruiz once, but Ruiz has also beat him, so he needs to unbalance it. Does he need to go fight Dillian Whyte again, because Dillian Whyte has improved so much since their last fought. He has to fight Tyson Fury as well. So there's always going to be that kind of debate. Personally, I think if Andy Ruiz Jr. Loses to Joshua, then Joshua will be the number one again for a while until proven otherwise. Likewise, if Ruiz beats Joshua, again number one. But the whole point is that I felt it was very, very disrespectful. And as I said, it was funny, and Wilder would have been gutted, absolutely gutted to hear that from the PBC, really. I know that they work for Fox, but ultimately they are employed also by the PBC, right? The PBC choose who is on the commentary team, right? Or at least have a very good say in it. So that was very, very disrespectful. Wilder was laughing, of course, but Wilder claimed to be the number one and is quite ferocious about it. So, yeah, him laughing, that was laughing on the outside. In the inside, he's wishing some hateful, hateful stuff on that Mancini guy. Anyway, my thoughts, please drop me yours. Click thumbs up, subscribe, catch you all on the next one.